Finally, we have a housing deal for New York City and the state of New York. We got it done. And I want to recognize the people who are standing with me, who worked so hard to get this over the finish line. Senate Majority Leader Andrea Stewart-Cousins. We were in a foxhole for a long time.
That's right.
But you know what? The long days, the long nights, and there was always that commitment to leave that budget process with a housing plan that worked for New Yorkers. And I thank you for your leadership and staying with this. I want to give you another round of applause. Speaker Carl Heastie could not be with us today, but he deserves so much credit as well. He was right there with us, working hard every minute to deliver for New Yorkers. Mayor Eric Adams, thank you for laying out a vision for the city that we could implement. Now let's get to work, Mayor. Let's get to work. I have the most extraordinary team behind me, led by Secretary of the Governor, Karen Persicilli-Keough. Everybody, thank you, KPK is right. All my team was incredible, but I also want to thank Ruth Ann Visnauskas, who could not join us here today, but the Commissioner of Housing Community Renewal. She worked so hard. We have Roberta Reardon, the Commissioner of Labor, with us here today. Let's give her a shout. All the elected officials who've joined us, the Assembly members, the senators, those who are here, those who could not join us, the council members, everybody who stuck together, who worked so closely together, did what people do not expect out of Albany, which is actually get something seriously accomplished. We defied the odds. We defied the odds, and we showed people that when you're willing to show respect to each other and approach it with a collaborative spirit, so much could happen. But I will tell you, it also helped so much to have labor on our side. Manny Pastrich, our host here at 32BJ. Anybody from 32BJ here? All right. Thank you, Manny. I heard you loud and clear. Rich Morocco, President of the Hotel Trades Council. Hotel Trades in the house. HTC's in the house. Gary LaBarbera could not join us. He's at a national conference. If anybody here from the building trades, if you're not, you should, well, you should be. Gary was instrumental and being there right where with us to make sure that we can have jobs, good paying jobs for union members, and that's what it's all about. So thank you, Gary LaBarbera. Also, Rachel Fee, Executive Director of the New York Housing Conference. Rachel, you're right there with us every step of the way, getting it done. And you're also going to be hearing from Sophia Brewster, a Brooklyn resident, 32BJ member, who is going to be the voice of the people that we're helping here today as well. So let's you know, since I became governor 2.5 years ago, is that all it's been? It has been my vision for this state to be a place that's welcoming, that people want to have the dignity of home, home ownership, or a place to rent. Teachers, firefighters, police officers, members of the labor union can live in the communities they serve. Right. They can afford to live where they work. I believed in this to my core, and I knew we could get it done. Yes. So today, we think about them and the seniors who want to live in their same communities, but they might want to downsize. They want to go somewhere else. But there's just nothing available for them. For a long time here in this city and the state, the doors to their next opportunity, their next home, have been closed because there's such a shortage of supply. Literally no room at the end. People could not find a place to live. But today, everything changes.
That's right.
So we rolled up our sleeves. We worked with the legislature, the electeds, and we went where no man or woman has gone before.
That's right.
So today we celebrate an historic housing agreement, which is part of the fiscal year 2025 budget. An agreement that'll transform our state, put tenants and working families first, and allow New York to turn our vision of a better future into a reality. Now, we know Rome wasn't built in a day, but at least they were building, right? They were building.
Yes.
And for so long, we didn't have the ambition that other places had to just break through the barriers, all those challenges, all those naysayers, all the NIMBY people who said, no, not here, not here. Because once they were in, they wanted to shut the door behind them and say, no, we're good now. Nobody else can come to this neighborhood. And that stifled our opportunity to have more opportunities for people to live here. And guess what? Supply and demand is at force here, right? Right? Think about it. You build more supply, the prices come down. Less supply, the prices go up. And when you have a situation in the great city of New York, which should have about an 8 to 7% vacancy, maybe 5% we can live with, it's at 1.4%, which basically means there's no place to go. Right. You are trapped. If you're not here already, you're not coming in. If you want to go somewhere else when you're here, there's no place to go. That's the situation in the great city of New York right now. So, we all know past leaders did not want to take this on. Oh, you can get a little bit burned when you talk about controversial issues like I just described. But I'm proud to say that legacy of inaction has ended last week with this landmark, years in the making deal in Albany. And yes, I was the first governor in half a century to touch the lightning rod and put housing front and center. But it happened because I had willing partners. And again, I cannot say enough about this leader and the speaker and all the people they represented who said we must get this accomplished. And I'm so grateful for them. And we'll revolutionize the landscape all across our state, create the biggest expansion in tenant rights that New York State has seen in generations. And above all, we're going to build. We're going to build, 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 and build. That's what we have to do. Thousands and thousands of new units of affordable housing. Incentives like the 485X, extended deadline for the old incentives, and also jumpstart construction so we can get the high-paying jobs for our union members. And as I said, a lot of people said it couldn't get done, but we finally realized that if there's a will, there's that strength behind us. We know the people want this done. It's empowering, my friends. We knew who we were fighting for every step of the way. Right. It's the people in this room and the people out there and everybody who ever is a New Yorker or wants to be a New Yorker. Because if you're not in New York, you're a New Yorker wannabe. We know that. We got it done. We also want to authorize the city to have a basement pilot program. Other cities have done this. This is how they're dealing with housing crises in other cities. Now people are saying, I don't want it in my neighborhood. Okay, your kid out of school wants to live at home for a little while. They get on their feet. Oh, you're not allowed. Grandma and grandpa can't live with you. No, you're not allowed. Let's break down these barriers and keep families together. This is what we're talking about. Also, we're worried about our tenants who are exposed to price gouging. They're held captive. Their landlords can raise the rent any way they want. But now they can't. Now they will not be able to. There'll be limits on what they can do, and people can plan for that. They can put that in their budgets. They know what to expect. The uncertainty of getting that notice, if you want to renew, all of a sudden it goes up exponentially, and you can say, what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to go? Those days are over. We took care of our tenants. And what about those predatory investors who are trying to steal your home with deed theft? We're coming after them as well. Your days are up. Forget about it. We've got you. Right, Mayor? Take them down. It's not just the city of New York. We're incentivizing mixed income affordable projects all over the state. We've got a lot to do. We're putting $500 million toward using state property. Look at state. I have a lot of state property. Why aren't we using that to make housing possible for people? We're putting $500 million there to say, yes, we're going to be creative, innovative, and solve the housing shortage crisis. But also, I know that many of us, for 32BJ, 175,000 of your members are renters. A lot of them they work here, but they can't afford to live here.
That's right.
That's what I'm talking about. Imagine a shorter commute. You don't have to come in from New Jersey, okay? Because I know you want to live in New York. I mean, we know that.
Right.
But you know what, my friends? New Jersey has been building. Connecticut's been building. Pennsylvania's been building. And we didn't have the political will or the courage to get it done until this deal. This is when everything starts to change. And I'm so excited about this. So I'm going to say this. Years from now, people look at us. Do we do what the people of the state needed? Do we respond to their cries for help? Or do we turn a deaf ear? Were we there for them when they needed us most? Did we show that government has the capacity to deliver and to show our compassion for the people who are struggling in our state? That's who we're fighting for every single day. So when people ask, did we meet the moment? What's the answer, my friends? Yes. Well, do we build more housing?
Yes.
Do we make our state more affordable?
Yes.
Do we make our place more affordable for everyone in this room?
Yes.
Well, let's go forth and tell everybody we got it done. Thank you. And my amazing partner. We had so many meals together and conversations and late night. Last voice I heard late at night was either this woman or Carl Hastie. I love you all, but okay.
Well,
But enough.
We got it done.
We got it done. But thank you, my friend. We got it done. Is right. So let me introduce the majority leader of the New York State Senate, Andrea Stewart-Cousins.
And once a senator, you don't never lose your senator title. Really excited. As you know, you come in the House and you just need to know two letters and two numbers. 32. BJ. 32. BJ. And you can never ignore. Who are we?
HTC.
Who are we?
HTC.
And we want to thank Labor is not here. Gary is not here. This is such a significant moment because I tell people all the time that housing is the precursor to sleep that allows you to experience the American dream. Everything is the foundation of that. When you have a home, you can sit around the table and plan for the future of your child going to college. You can talk those difficult conversations. You can actually feel a level of stability. And if you're a child that grows up in homelessness, you're less likely to graduate from high school. And if you don't educate, you will incarcerate. And we know that this is the upstream mindset. And at the beginning of the session, I remember being at my off topic, and they were saying, these are difficult things to do. How are you going to get it done? And I sat back. I knew the conversation I had with the governor. I knew the conversation I had with the majority leader and with the speaker. They were clear. This city went through so much, and we wanted to make sure that we're going to be there for you. And when you look at the package that they delivered with Assembly Member Speaker Carl Hastie, when you look at the package impacts you. The package impacts you directly. They went after illegal cannabis. On your block, you're tired of the illegal cannabis being open over again. They went after how do we ensure we get mayoral accountability with the substance, because Chancellor Banks, we're outpacing the state in the reading and writing. Those are your children. They went after to make sure that we can build better and higher with FAR cap lifting. This is the community that you represent. We wanted to make sure, when I think about Candace, what you have done for years around raising the food service workers and fighting so that when they get their wages increased, they should not have to leave our city. And we couldn't have done it alone. When Tiffany Raspberry and the ever-present Ingrid Lewis-Martin, my partner, went to Albany and spoke with some of the people that are here, Senator Robert Jackson, Senator Jessica Ramos, Assemblymember Tony Simone, Alex Borges, Council Speaker who has advocated for this housing issue so long, Council Deputy Speaker Diana Ayala, that's here. We talked about Brian Kavanaugh and my sister from the Bronx, the BK, Assemblywoman Tapio, the Assemblymember Manny De Los Santos, all of them coming together because they come from your communities. They represent you. when we talk about safer subways, we're talking about you. You swiped your Metro card. When we talk about mental health issues, they're talking about the family members that we all know. These are your issues. You have blue-collar people running the blue-collar union state, getting the issues and presenting the issues that are important. So Rich and Manny, I cannot thank you enough, not only for housing us here today, but being a place where we can house our issues. This is such a victory for us. The impossibility of people going to their separate corners and stating that we're not going to be able to come in the middle. What these two women and Speaker Hasty accomplished with their teams is going to have rippling impacts on the quality of life of New Yorkers for generations to come. It's going to add to the 2,500 units of affordable housing, 100% affordable housing at Willis Point Stadium. Not only are the baseball players going to hit it out the park, but the union members that's going to build the school, the soccer stadium, and the housing are going to hit it out the park as well. It's going to add to what we have done, and as we move forward and continue to build. I am so excited about the tools that the Speaker, the Majority Leader, and the Governor is giving us after the years of going through what we went through and not getting everything we needed from the federal government. They said we were going to deliver. They promise made, promise kept. And today we're celebrating that promise. We have an obligation now to put shovel in the ground, build housing, so you don't have to leave your city. And if you're like me, I can finally tell my son, go get your own apartment. These are the moments we go into government for. These are the moments we do what we're doing. And I am just so proud of these lawmakers in Albany, from making sure we get the funding for the migrants and asylum seekers, to making sure that we create the environment that you can raise healthy children and families. I know that we're caught up in the political moments all the time, that we don't have the opportunities to pause for a moment and reflect the power of the faith-based industry, our union members, all the advocates, everyone coming together and saying we can live in a New York that's inclusive, that would include everyone to be a part of it. The prosperity of our brand must turn into the popularity of everyone in the city. Thank you.